What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. It's Genevieve here, and today we are doing another creator sim for the whole Powerpuff Girls series that I've incorporated on my YouTube channel. So we've already created the Powerpuff Girls, we've created Professor Utonium, and then we've created Mojo, Jojo, and the Rowdy Rough Boys. So today I decided to create the Ganggreen Gang, which is another group of villains within Townsville. They are not the main characters, but they are in the Powerpuff Girls series most of the time. So today I thought it would be really interesting to just try and incorporate them, because they do have very awesome and special facial features and different characteristics for each of the members. So I thought it would be really awesome to create them. So just a little bit of a background on the Ganggreen Gang is that they are a group of troublemakers, and they live in Townsville but within like the city dump. So they don't live a luxurious life. They like to keep at the back. They're not wealthy, and they just live day by day basically. They also don't do like vicious crimes like hurting people. They basically just do the petty crimes on the side where they vandalize buildings or they harass people within the Powerpuff Girls. So now we are creating Ace, which is the leader of the Gangrene Gang, and he is also known to be very mean-spirited. He loves to bully people and is also very greedy. He has sleeky black hair that we can see as I'm creating him. Very nice, luxurious black hair, and he always wears black shades. So you'll never see him without his fancy black shades. You never see his eyes, anything. So I'm glad that we found a nice pair of sunglasses to go with him, and I thought it would look really awesome. He's also known as one of the smartest members within the Gangrene Gang, and he is also the investigator of the social interactions that they get into within the series. So yeah, and then he also has a characteristic of he is very charismatic, and he has this charm where he can sweet talk people, which I think is really awesome. So people can like get very attached to him because of his charismatic charm. So yeah, and then he also has a superpower, but not really a superpower. He uses playing cards, like the decks of cards, as weapons. So he like throws them at his enemies or whoever he's getting into an interaction with. So yeah, that's really awesome. So now we are creating his party wear, and they are very green. All of them are green, the color green. So I'm glad the Sims actually has a green color to make them. And then he does have a mustache, so I think that looked really awesome. But yeah, so we're just finishing up Ace, creating his swimwear. Very plain and simple, sticking with the yellow because his attire is basically orange with yellow pants. So we stuck to that attire. And now we are creating Snake. So Snake is one of the weirdest characters in the Gangrene Gang. So he like has a bad hunched back. He has a very long nose, and his tongue, like, it always like sticks out like a snake. So he is known as a slippery serpentine character, and he has, like I said, a snake-like tongue. He has a sharp pointed nose, pink slitted eyes, and a skinny body. So he's very skinny. So he is basically Ace's yes man. So he's very loyal to Ace, and he's more loyal to Ace than being independently evil. So whatever Ace tells him to do, he will listen to Ace rather than be independent and fight his own way. So that's really, it's not a good trait, but it's not a bad trait. Like, he literally just wants to fit in and not get on a bad side with Ace. So yeah, we are just creating Snake now, and his red and pink eyes look really awesome. He also has a superpower that allows him to stretch himself. So it's known as elasticity. So he can like stretch himself like really long and get over his opponents very quickly. So yeah, and then he always wears a brown hat. He has a striped white tank top and a striped brown shorts and black high sneakers. So this is what I'm trying to create now as his everyday wear. And I thought it came out really well. I tried to match everything perfectly with these Sims, and I think at the end you'll see that it actually does resemble them if you want to think about it in the Powerpuff Girls perspective. And then, yeah, if you haven't seen any of my other YouTube videos on this whole Powerpuff Girls series, you're more than welcome to go and look underneath the heading of the Powerpuff Girls, and you'll see the creator sim and building the Powerpuff Girls home, building Jojo's home, and then also creating them. So yeah, if you are interested in seeing that, be more than welcome to go view it. Let me know what you think about this series in the comments section. I would really love to get your input, and also some other characters that you would like me to include within this series. So as I've stated before, I created the Powerpuff Girls and Mojo Jojo on one plot. So I'm basically creating Townsville on one whole plot. So I'm busy doing that, and yeah, so you definitely need the cheat that will allow you to have more than 8 sims on a plot, because with the main game you can only have 8 sims. So you need to get the full house cheat mod on the Sims 4, and then you will be able to incorporate all the sims within that plot. So that's really awesome, and I'm very excited to start playing around with them and see how they interact with each other. But yeah, anyways, let's get back to creating Grubber. So Grubber is like a grotesque member. He's like more the gross side of all the members. Like, he just looks really dirty. He doesn't wear shoes, which is really strange. And he also, I don't know, he just looks scum. Like, his pants are torn, and so he has a really long chin, as you can see. Like, I try to make it as long as possible. And then he also has a long tongue that always sticks out like a dog, so it's always sticking out. And he doesn't speak, or I think in like one episode he did speak, but his normal speaking tone is him like spitting. Like, I don't know, it's difficult to explain it. But he like spits when he speaks. Like, it's like that that kind of, that's how he speaks. So that's how he makes spitty noises with his tongue. And then he also does wear a tattered shirt and pants, and he doesn't wear any shoes. So yeah, that's Grubber for you. We're just creating his sleepwear now, just plain and simple. And yeah, we're obviously making him not wear any shoes in any of his clothing attire. And then I did want to give him like a little hunchback, but in The Sims you can't really do that. So, so yeah, Grubber is more plain and simple, but he still has those unique characteristics to him, and he does wear a maroon shirt or purple shirt and like khaki ripped shorts. So that's what we basically did with Grubber. And now we are moving on to Big Billy. So Big Billy is the fattest member in the group, and he also has red hair. But if you just compare him to the other characters, he's just like humongous. But anyways, he is known as a fat cyclops. So that's his whole term within the Powerpuff Girls series. So he's a hulking fat cyclops. He has red hair, and he is known as the gang's muscle. So if they ever get into a fight with some other villains, or are trying to fight the Powerpuff Girls, Big Billy will stand in and act as the muscle and protect the other gang members. He does also display a childlike innocence, but he is more savvy and vindictive, which is very interesting. Oh, and now I'm trying to, because he does wear a green shirt, so I'm trying to find a green shirt to match him, but yeah, we went into the girls' attire, but yeah, it didn't turn out very well, so we just went with a very plain, simple green shirt. His shirt does have stripes on it, but none of the shirts that I saw like really matched, so we just went with a plain green shirt. And then he loves to eat food, and he gobbles more than the gang member put together. So he eats like a maniac. That's hence his body weight. But anyways, so he does wear a green shirt, blue cuffed jeans, and black sneakers. So that's what we're doing now. Well, that's his whole color scheme basically. So just going on to his swimwear and getting him all ready to be placed into the life of Townsville. And yeah, so now we are moving to Lil Arturo. I hope I'm saying that correctly. But he is like a Mexican midget, which is quite strange, but they had to change him like halfway through the series because of discrimination. So they were thinking that people will think that the Powerpuff Girls are discriminating against Mexicans and Latinos. So they did change that, but yeah, he's a Mexican midget. He has straight hair and it covers only one of his eyes. So yeah, there's not really a hairstyle that kind of does that. So we just went with a plain spiky looking hairstyle. And I did make him a child because in the series he is approximately 2 feet tall. So he's very, very short and he's 14 years old. So I just went with a child person. And yeah, so we are creating Lil Arturo, and he loves his hair comb. He will never get rid of his hair comb. No one knows why, but he just loves it, and he will keep it with him forever. And like I said, he is under 2 feet. So he wears a red maroon shirt, he wears black pants and black shoes. So now we're just finishing up his swimwear. And yeah, so this is basically the Ganggreen Gang. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you guys next time.